Christopher James Mannix Bailey was the lead singer, songwriter, and sometimes musician and only fully constant member of the Australian rock band The Saints, who were formed in 1973 as Kid Galahad and the Eternals, and they were a proto-punk band at that point. And apparently they played fast because they were scared of the audience. In 1974, they changed their name to the Saints. They were finding it hard to get bookings to play gigs because they got a reputation because the police kept needing to be called to break up the situations at their gigs. So they converted their shared house into a club so they had a place to play. They were the first punk band outside the US to release a record. After that start, they had lots of chaos and many member changes. Apart from Chris, there were 41 members in total over the years. They released 14 albums, and they called it a day in 2022 when Chris Bailey died. Hi, my name is Dan. So this was the second album by the Saints. It's my first encounter with the album and with them, and Australian punk. Who knew that there was a thing? And well, there's no reason why not. So I'm not an expert on punk, but I know what I like, and I like this. So let's pull it apart a bit. So most of the tracks are pretty fast. There's quick chord changes, distorted guitar, fast drums. It sounds at times like the drummers had a bit too much caffeine, and toppy bass, and very much kind of slap bang as you'd expect punk to be, except for the fact that sometimes there's brass instruments playing here, which is a bit more unusual. Three of the songs are slower and focused around what sounds like a 12-string acoustic guitar to me. But I prefer the faster songs. The singing is mostly almost singing, and it's some of it's quite low and Iggy Pop like, some of it's higher and more kind of feels more normal punk, I guess, kind of singing. The start of one song, Rundown, sounds to me like the start of Genie by David Bowie, and just throwing that in there. Generally, the song's about being disaffected youth and lambasting the system, man, hey, how bad society is and all that. Again, it's a pretty standard punk fare, I'd say. It's got good speed and energy. There's some good playing in it. I believe or understand that this is an album of historical significance for punk. But in terms of an album listen, I found it to be a decent listen. I like a bit of punk. I don't like all punk. And as I said, I'm less keen on the slower songs. Generally, I think it's about that urgent feel and energy to it, and they do that well. So I quite like it. And I'd love to know what you think. So please do tell me about this album, your experiences, what you think, and do that by leaving a comment. And that's it from me for now.
I'm just sitting in my chair when a buzz comes on and yes, don't you try it, you feel alright. Got some green new brand of smoke, chill your head and clear your throat.